Hi there, this is Kelly and welcome to my channel. Long time no see. I'm excited to just sit down, talk with you. I have an exciting video for you today, and today we are going to be talking about the Naked Smokey palette from Urban Decay. This is a new launch. This is one of their newest palettes that just came out. Probably like within the last month. So it's pretty new. It's a part of the Naked line that they have out for palettes. So, and definitely this one is a real winner in my book. But that is going to come later during the review. So definitely stay tuned and watch. I'm going to be doing swatches. Definitely a tutorial on one of them is coming up. So definitely stay tuned for that. And let's just get on to the video. On the back of it, it says that 9 of them are exclusive and 3 of them, no, hold on. 9 of them are never before seen shades and 3 of them are exclusives just to this palette. So that's pretty exciting. Pretty much all of them, all the shadows that are used in the palette are pretty much new. So I definitely like that. Definitely what I didn't like about the other Naked palettes were some of them are repeats from the permanent collection and the permanent line for Urban Decay. So I definitely like that they have utilized and listened to their fans and everything, and definitely utilized new shades and never before seen shades in this palette. Well, I'll get started from what you get inside the box. You get this tutorial thing that gives you 4 different types of smoky eyes that you can try, like their iconic Urban Decay smoky eye, and then other tutorials if you really need tutorials. That's a good thing to have. Definitely if you're starting out, that definitely helps you to realize what colors look good and the combinations, and definitely being able to play around. And getting on to the palette. Now this palette I'm going to have a close-up of, but it's definitely a metal packaging. It comes with a magnetic closure. The magnetic closure is very strong, which I do like in this palette, so that's definitely a plus for this. And the back is almost like a see-through, kind of like acrylic smoked bronze color, so that's a cool addition to the palette. Definitely going with the whole smoked theme and the whole smoky theme. So definitely metal packaging, definitely a big upgrade from the original Urban Decay Naked palette. I'm looking at the palettes and they've come so far from cardboard, felt packaging and everything, to upgrading to tins from the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette and the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. They both came in tins, and then this one is a sleek metal packaging. I definitely like this packaging the best out of all of them, so that is definitely a thumbs up in my book. So let's get on to the colors. This palette definitely utilizes the brush choice that comes with the palette. It has a smoked, I'll do a close-up of this brush. It's actually pretty cool looking. The see-through acrylic back to the actual palette, it comes on to the brush. So the brush is completely, it's not completely see-through, it's kind of smoked out and everything. It's kind of almost like a faded kind of look. So it definitely has the same kind of, it all utilizes together in the visual presentation of this palette. The brush is double-sided. One side is a dense blending brush, and then the other side is a tapered crease brush. And this is long-haired, and I believe both of the ends are duo fibered, if I'm not mistaken. So that is definitely a really good, it's definitely really good quality. It is so soft. I'm not even joking around. It's definitely softer than the brush that came in the Naked 1 palette, the original one. So I definitely love this upgrade for this palette. It has 4 satin shades, 4 shimmer shades, and then 4 matte shades in the palette. So you're definitely getting a really wide range in terms of the finishes for the eyeshadows. I definitely do like, I'm going to point out that I definitely do like the fact that they have 4 matte shadows in this palette. The thing that I did not like, I own the Naked Original palette, and it's my holy grail go-to kind of palette to use, and I definitely didn't like how they only had 2, maybe 3 off the top of my head that were matte in that palette. Now that my likes have changed over the course of the years, but now my like of makeup has been more toward the neutral, matte, definitely more professional, like done look, instead of like fun, kind of crazy out there looking colors and everything like that. Now I did make some notes on the different shades and the different finishes when I was swatching them. Now I will say that a lot of the shades that are in this palette do not swatch, like to my personal opinion, they do not swatch as well as other shades that I've tried. Like I have the Rock Mega Pro palette, the limited edition one, and I have the Urban Decay Naked one. Those shadows out of both of those palettes swatch beautifully, and they wear beautifully. This palette, I was disappointed when I was swatching, and I was kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, these shades are kind of chalky, and I know from watching like Makeup Geek TV, and I've noticed like on other like channels and everything how people are talking about the behind the scenes parts of makeup and how makeup's being like produced, and some shades do have the tendency to be chalky just because of how the finish is or how it's produced and what company you're going through, and there's a lot of like thought process into making makeup, like the actual product of makeup, so I definitely do like understand that point of it. Of glitter on my hand when I was swatching it, and I was definitely really scared for when I was wearing the shadow on myself. When you're wearing it on yourself, it does tend to have a little bit of fallout. The glitter does not really stick to the shadow if you're not wearing like a primer underneath, so I definitely would recommend at all to wear an eyeshadow primer underneath these shades. It's the light pink shade, and it's the satiny, it's the first shade that's in the palette. It is buttery beyond existence. Like, it is buttery to the point of like, I am in love with that shade. It swatches beautifully, it wears beautifully, and it is the most, oh my gosh, the most amazing shade ever in this palette. I definitely give that a 10 out of 10 in this palette. I swatched Black Market, which is the black color in the palette. Yes, it is the black satin color in the palette, and that color was disappointing. That was the one disappointing part of this. When I swatched it, it was very chalky. It wasn't enough pigmentation that I thought it was going to be. It's a very black color in the palette, but when you swatch it, it's definitely not up to the pigmentation that I thought it was going to be, like that I thought it was going to transfer out to be. When I was wearing it on my eyes, when I was wearing actually all of these shadows on my eyes, I told you how they swatch really, their swatches are kind of iffy. You gotta just be careful with that. Don't go off of the swatches in this palette, I would recommend. But definitely when you're wearing these shadows, they come off so wonderful. They swatch better on your eyes than they do on the like your hand. And that's just really weird to me. It's beyond existence, but thank God that it goes on really good and it just doesn't swatch well on your hand. The biggest thing that I really wanted to point out with these shadows, the matte shadows in the palette, those were by far the worst swatches I've ever done from different like makeup reviews and everything like that. Definitely the matte shadows swatched really bad. They were chalky. I really didn't care for them, but I used the whiskey color and I used Password on my eye. Those two darker matte shades and the actually Combust was really, really good. I have to say, for those shadows made me reconsider my whole evaluation of this palette. At first, when I was just swatching, I had such a bad, like, negative outlook on it. I was like, I can't believe I just spent like $54 or $56 on a palette that just came out, and I'm so disappointed with it. And it was like, I just should have kept with the Naked One palette. But this palette, when you put it on your eyes, I cannot tell you how much of like a 180 turn I took. Completely and utterly different than what my initial thought process of this palette was. So that's what I really wanted to stress to you about this video, is that definitely don't go off the swatches. If you're having second doubts about the swatches in the store when you're in Ulta or Sephora or any other place that Urban Decay is sold at, definitely don't go off the swatches for this palette. That's just my personal opinion, and that's my personal like experience with it. And I just say don't go off the swatches. Just trust your instincts. If you like the colors, just buy it, and just trust in Urban Decay. Just trust in that brand and trust in that company, and you'll do fine. You'll be fine. So yeah, definitely I hope you like this video about the Naked Smokey palette, and definitely give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are not. If you are a subscriber, hey! But definitely I hope you guys like this video, and comment down below, leave me requests on other videos. So definitely get on my case about making videos, because I'm not going to disappoint you guys, and don't be disappointed in me, because I love you guys. Okay, so definitely give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Stay tuned for my next video. So definitely thumbs up, subscribe, and stay tuned. Thanks, and have a wonderful day. Bye.